has come. For 300 years, we prepared, we grew stronger. While you rested in your cradle of power.
So there's been a lot going on over here in North America over the past weekend. If you don't know what I'm talking about, all you got to do is a quick Google search and you will see exactly what I'm talking about. But I'm sure most of you are quite aware of what's going on. A lot of people are upset. A lot of people are angry. A lot of unrest going on. And, you know, I don't really like to talk about that stuff too much on the channel. I like to keep it mostly on pop culture, entertainment, crazy things companies do, and so on and so on. This does fall into that. So over the weekend, you've had a lot of companies being stunning and brave. You got Star Wars here making this statement. I don't think there's anything wrong with this statement. They're saying, you know, we stand up for these people. We stand against this and that. And you would think, oh, okay, well, they're standing with the people. Really, this is a fake thing. Star Wars doesn't stand with anybody. What they stand with is good press. And this is the same. And Star Wars isn't the only company doing this. There's a lot of other companies doing this. But make no mistake, they don't really care about any of this stuff. And they like to say they do. A lot of these companies like to stand up and say, you know, we stand for justice and social justice and issues and equality. We stand for everything. We stand with you and against these things. When really they're liars. They don't stand with anything. And I'm going to show you that right now, what they stand for. They stand for money and good press and so on and so on. And that's what this is for them. Good press. They say that they want to unite and speak out. What about in other countries? Right? How do they feel about this kind of stuff in other countries? Do they hold these values in different cultures? Well, let's go ahead and take a look. We can just look at Star Wars here because there's some really good examples of Star Wars being hypocritical in other countries. And I'm going to show you that right now. We can start right here. This is a really good example of hypocrisy. So when The Force Awakens came out, there was a little bit of controversy surrounding the posters that were being shown in China. And that's for good reason. It's because of what they've done with Finn. And I'm going to show you more examples of this. We're going to move to a Marvel example as well. Marvel is owned by Disney, so this is really a Disney thing. Disney is a hypocritical company, and that's what I'm going to get at. So here's a really good blown-up shot of the Chinese poster. Let me go over here and show you some better examples, a more clear example, because I want you to see the American poster. Okay, check this out. Let's go over here. Here's the Chinese poster, right? And it might be hard to notice because there's a lot going on and it's a very busy poster, but I want you to take note of this picture of Finn right here. This is John Boyega, right? Here he is on the right. He's pretty prominent in the poster. He's right underneath Rey because really him and Rey are the stars of the movie. They have the most screen time. They're the new characters. They get the most push. John Boyega, I could get into, he really was kind of overshadowed in the whole trilogy. They didn't know what to do with him, even though he had the most interesting story. You really could have told a really good story arc there with him as a stormtrooper that kind of broke conditioning, and maybe he was a Jedi. There was a lot you could have done. It would have been an interesting story, but they did nothing with him, actually. They did nothing. You really could say the same thing with the trilogy as a whole. They didn't do anything with it. It was kind of just a wasted opportunity. But anyway, you see this picture right here. And you move over, here's the Chinese poster. It's almost like, where's Waldo? Well, you have to look underneath BB-8 because they're kind of hiding him there. This is a pretty standard thing over in China, but that they do with people of African-American descent. They hide them. Okay? And there's more examples of this. We can go over here. Here's Black Panther. Look at this example. Right? Disney really stands with that community, don't they? Don't they really stand and unite against racism? Really doing a good job here, aren't they? Of standing and speaking out against that. They stand with the people. As long as it's in North America. But in other countries, they don't stand with anybody. They're hypocrites. Disney is nothing but a bunch of hypocrites. And that's what really irritates me about these messages these companies put out, pretending that they care, that they're united, that they stand against it. If they were so with inclusion, if they stand with inclusion and they stand against racism and all that, Why did they hide Finn in the Chinese poster? Why did they hide Black Panther in the Chinese posters? Why do they change and lighten their skin tones in other countries? How come in other countries where Rey, or not Rey, but in Star Wars Rise of the Skywalker, there was a kiss between two ladies at the end of the film. If you had blinked, you would have missed it. But it was championed. Like, this is a great big moment for Star Wars. This is great stuff. We're really groundbreaking things right now. We're really making changes until we go to another country where this isn't allowed, like Singapore. So we edit it out. Do a little stealth edit. A really quick thing to notice there is the whole thing with that kiss in the movie was done so that they could purposely remove it in other countries. That's why it was a quick little thing. It wasn't really a big plot point. They just did it in there for butt pats and back pats over here in North America. And as soon as it came to another country, they took it out. But yeah, they truly stand for inclusion, and they stand against racism, right? That's why they played Where's Waldo with Finn in the Force Awakens poster, right? That's why they really stood with a certain community when they stealth edited out that big, tremendous, brave and stunning kiss in Rise of Skywalker. Yeah, they truly do stand against racism and inclusion, or they stand for inclusion. Right, they really do. Really great company, really great values there. They need to be held accountable when they say stuff like this, because when you look at the stuff that they've done in their products, it doesn't meet the message here, where they're putting their white font against a black background and trying to stand and say that they're such a great company when they're not. They're really a bunch of hypocrites and a bunch of liars. And it needs to be brought attention because the press doesn't talk about this. You will see no mainstream media outlets talking about the things that they've done or showing you stuff that I've just shown you. They won't show you that stuff. If anything, you'll see 2,000 articles written about how Star Wars is brave and stunning and Disney is brave and stunning and how they stood up and stand with the people when really they don't. They don't care. And they really don't care about you either. And to be fair, they don't really need to. All they need to do is put out great products that people enjoy and make money. That's the purpose of a business. But I find this stuff extremely hypocritical. And I really do like calling it out because this is nothing but BS and good press. But the press won't cover any of the other stuff. Some really good responses, though, to this one. And it's not just Star Wars that's done this, by the way. Sony, a bunch of other companies were out here posting pretty much the same copy and paste response to everything going on, which I thought was kind of funny. But you could probably find moments like the ones I've shown you just now where other companies have done the same thing, probably going to other places and, you know, changing things for other countries where they, you know, where this won't happen, you know. Whatever the press is in that country, they're going to have the same kind of responses, right? Let's say in those countries, they don't like certain types of people. The company would put something, we don't like these certain kinds of people. This one from Black D Gamer #1, this is a really good example of that. It's pretty much the same response from everybody. It's like, we're going to post this generic thing that we're against, but we're not really going to do anything, and we don't really care, but here is some solidarity. We hope that you see this and still view brand positively, even though you know expecting anything from us is BS and won't happen. But hey, here's this generic white on black text. I hope you see this white on black text and think that we're a positive brand for change, when really they don't care. And they've shown it time and time again. They don't care about anything. And that's why I like calling them out, and other channels like calling them out, because they're nothing but a pack of hypocrites. Anyway, that's pretty much it. I'd like to hear your thoughts on this stuff. What do you think about all of this? Also, if you would, please share the video, throw a like up, make sure you're still subscribed. Subscribe if you're new, Maybe hit that notification bell, and I will see you on the next one. Peace. Also, if you want to help support the channel, check out my Teespring store. There's a link in the description. You can find some merchandise in there that you might want to check out. Also, take a moment. Make sure you're still subscribed to the channel. There's something going on right now, and they've been unsubscribing people. So just take a second and double check on that, and subscribe if you're new.